how to cold approach a girl. Today I'm going to teach you how to go to a girl that you've never met before and create a relationship out of thin air. Like, get to know her, introduce yourself to her, and create a connection between the two of you that is real and genuine. Now, if you've never watched material on that topic before, congratulations, you're a virgin. I get to pop your cherry. I'm very proud, very happy, but I want to stress the fact that you don't need a lot of knowledge. In fact, if you watch this video, you're going to know everything there is to know about how to pick up girls, how to go and create the connection in a genuine relationship. I want you to put all of what I'm about to say into practice, like twice as long as it takes you to watch this video. So if this video is like 10, 20 minutes, whatever, then go out and practice everything you're going to learn for like a day, 2 days. Like, there's so much to extract. Like, squeeze out all the juice out of it. And because I remember this is kind of what I did, and this is why I got to, experience the growth that I did so fast. In fact, I remember back in the day, I was reading like ancient literature. The book was called The Mystery Method, and it was like a how-to on, creating relationships, picking up girls. And I'm reading the book, and I'm at a Starbucks in Austria, and I'm reading the book, and I'm like, I raise my head, and I see this girl like across the fucking Starbucks. And then I look at the book, I look at the girl, look at the book, look at the girl. I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. Close the book and fucking make a beeline to the girl, sit down and did what the book said. And lo and behold, she fucking, a couple hours later, she was in my bed. Which was a crazy, like, at the time for me, it was like a crazy story. I had never done this before, but I was so excited both to put this into practice, which also probably played a role in how the girl perceived me, but also very excited because of what happened, and like to keep continuing, to keep learning, and to keep experiencing things and evolving and growing. So this is kind of like the state of the things. If you get stuck watching videos, you're not going to grow. If you listen to what I'm going to say and go out and practice it, you're going to grow a lot. Just no fear, and let's go. So in this video, I'm going to do 3 things. I'm going to tell you, number 1, we're going to talk a little bit about mindset. Number 2, we're going to talk about strategy and tactics. I'm going to give you the exact how to do it. And number 3, we're going to talk about your goal. So without further ado, let's fucking crack into it. The first thing I want to talk about is mindset. Mindset is very important because mindset is kind of, if you have the right mindset, the girl is going to perceive you the right way. And it doesn't matter what you do. If you have the right mindset and the right vibe and the right energy, you're going to succeed. You're going to have fun, and the girl's going to have fun with you. And in fact, there is a law that's called the law of emotional transference. Here's how that works. If I'm going up to you, if I take initiative and lead an interaction and go up to you, the emotions that I'm feeling inside me, you are going to start feeling inside you, because at that moment I'm leading you. So if I'm leading you I made a different video about leading, you can check it out up here, but leading is taking initiative and basically going first, and then expecting that other people will follow you, like having that momentum, and this momentum carries everybody else with you, right? And if you're an angry leader, you're going to make everybody angry and fearful. If you're a cheerful leader, you're going to make everybody happy. And this is kind of how this works. If you have some kind of emotional state, the girl that you're approaching is going to feel the same emotional state. So it is to your benefit to feel confident, to feel cheerful, to feel happy. So how are we going to do this? The first thing that you can pay attention to is your breath. I want you to, and this is something I teach a lot of my clients, and by the way, if you want to work with me, link is down in the description below. So this is something that I teach a lot of my clients, and it's right before you make an approach. You're not going to be aware of it, but what's going to happen is that because your body knows what's about to happen, and what's about to happen is out of the ordinary, what's about to happen is your body's going to give you a nervous system response to kind of help you deal with a stressful situation. Your cortisol is going to shoot up, your heartbeat is going to go up, and your breathing is going to be very, very shallow. Now, you can't control your cortisol, you can't control your heartbeat per se, but what you can control is your breath. So if in that moment, right before you make the approach, you kind of like put everything on pause for a second, because like the girl's there, she's not going anywhere, and calm your breathing down and slow everything down, you're going to regain control. And now with that new control, you can start moving towards your goal, towards your growth. And By the same token, the speed with which you're moving has to be controlled. It has to be your own pace. So that means if we are out on the street in the daytime, which is a great place to kind of practice cold approach, because there's no barrier to entry. There is like plenty of pretty girls in a popular street, like in a trendy street with the trendy cafes. And if you make sure to go during the times where there is high foot traffic, yeah, there's gonna be plenty of opportunities, and it's not very hard. It's like kind of like the best bang for your buck to start with. And so if you do that, the best way to do that is to start doing a 10,000 step walk, because 10,000 steps is kind of like the golden fucking standard. It's 15, but let's not go there. The gold standard is 10,000 steps, so that you burn some calories and it's, you mind your fitness a little bit. And at the same time, since you are accomplishing that goal, you might as well, say hi and be social. Say hi to some people and be social. And one of the best things that you can do is, as you're walking, to start kind of understanding what your pace is, to not be walking too fast, because it's not like you're in a rush to get somewhere. Like, you're literally just taking a stroll. So you're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to make it your own. And also don't go too slow. Like, there's no reason why, just because I said don't go fast, you have to go extra slow. Find your specific own pace that is unique to you. And once you've found it, and you have control of your pace and you have control of your breath, then like all the fears and the weird feelings that you might be feeling are gonna stay at bay, which means you're gonna have a great emotional state, which means that the moment you start leading somebody, say a girl in a romantic interaction, she's going to feel that amazing emotional state. She's gonna feel that courage, that expansiveness, that leadership, the happiness, the joy, the confidence, and she's going to go along with that. This is very pleasant for her because it means that she's secure. It means that she can let go. So this is going to be very pleasant for her, and she's going to be able to chill out and listen to what you have to say, which is a great point. One of the most important things you need when you address a girl for the first time is her attention. If you don't have that, you can't start speaking. Okay. And this is how you gain it, by being at your own pace and controlling your own energy and body. Now, the last thing towards that domain that I want to touch on is your fucking posture. Because posture says a lot about us. The moment you go in, the moment she perceives you coming in, if you are kind of like a vulture, like trying to see what you can get and like trying to see what you can get away with as well, she's going to perceive that unconsciously. She will have no idea. She will not be able to explain it. But already as you're coming in, she's going to have a bad kind of feeling about this. The reason is that the higher you are socially on the totem pole, the more upright and tall you stand. That's because there is more serotonin in your system, and the erector spinae, which is the muscles that keep your spine upright, are serotonergic. That means that they work with serotonin. That means that the higher status people usually stand tall, and the lower status people usually kind of like are hunched and kind of like, are nervous. And this is like, it goes together. Can you see how that works? So if you gather yourself, stand tall, walk at your own pace, make sure that you are in command of your breath, bro, like you are set up to have the perfect mindset and the perfect kind of like broadcast the perfect energy to approach girls and have it be successful. So without that, we're not going anywhere. This is the first thing that I want you to fix. Cool. The last thing I want to touch on when it comes to mindset is that you need to get wins. If you keep talking to girls, and every girl doesn't want shit to do with you, then it starts getting boring, and then it starts getting demotivating, and you just don't want any of it. It's terrible. So it's gonna demotivate you, it's gonna drop your vibe, drop your energy, and you're not gonna want to talk to more girls like that. So we're gonna implement a kind of like a double standard system here. So when you're getting a positive reaction from a girl, it's going to be a win, and we're going to celebrate it as a win. We're going to be very happy that this happened. But when you get a negative reaction from a girl, we're not going to celebrate it as a L. we're not going to celebrate it or not celebrate. We're not going to regard it as a loss. We're not going to regard it as, okay, damn, we got defeated here. This is fucked. Instead, what we're going to call this is we're going to call it feedback. Now, there is a universal standard that I make sure to maintain when I go out and approach women, when I tell my clients how to do it, which is the crowds are the same all the time. So just because you talk to a girl and she gave you a good reaction and the next day you talk to a girl and she gave you a bad reaction, doesn't mean that the second girl was a bitch. It probably means that you probably did something wrong the second day, or maybe you carried the wrong energy the second day. Of course, just one girl alone doesn't quite make sense, because that could, like, if you only talk to one girl at a time per day, then it's kind of like, yeah, maybe she was a bitch. But if you talk to enough girls, so you have an adequate sample size, then that warrants saying, okay, the crowds are the same every day, and it's on me to get the wins. It's on me to, if something goes wrong, to figure out what I'm doing wrong, which is the main theme of this. If you kind of start getting L's, we need to see them as feedback so that we can take responsibility. Because if we know that the crowds are always the same, and if I bring good energy to the table and good communication to the table, I will be rewarded and girls will want to hang out with me, well, then it's like, it's obvious, right? I'm confused. I don't know what I was going to say, but what I'm trying to say is, if you get the L's, then it's obvious that, okay, I'm doing something wrong. So what I can do now is assume responsibility, take responsibility and fix it. Like, go back to the drawing board, figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong, and come back with a different plan, which is the perfect mindset. So with that, we cleared the mindset. So we're going to jump into tactics. Tactics are very, very easy. I'm going to give you a simple framework, 4 steps to approach women and have it be successful, which is going to be open, vibe, qualify, close. Again, open, vibe, qualify, close. So super simple. The first step is to open, is to go approach the girl and start the conversation. If she's walking on the street, you're going to approach her simply by moving towards her and making sure that she stops. The way to do that is, if she's moving along with you, like at the same direction, maybe you make yourself known and you go in front of her, not completely like cutting her off, but just making sure that, she feels comfortable. You're stopping her from kind of far away, not necessarily being in her face. And she still, if she so chooses, has the potential or the leeway to get out of it. You're not cornering her somewhere. You're not approaching her in a dark alley. You're not approaching her when she's trying to go into the store. You're just making sure to do it before or after she is in the store, which brings me to the next point, which is don't wait. Wait. If you ever catch yourself waiting, you're already doing it wrong. Don't wait for the perfect moment. You should make the perfect moment happen right now or whenever you want. Okay, so the first thing is to stop her. If you start walking with her, it's just going to be clunky. It's not going to be the same, and you're not going to have the same gravity. As I was saying before, it's important to keep her attention, or to command attention when you stop her. So if she kind of ignores you and you walk with her, she doesn't have your full attention. The action doesn't carry the same gravity. Okay, so if she is, however, coming your way, you can simply just veer off your path and get in front of her to make it sure that, to make it known that you want to address her, you want to approach her. If you do this, you can carry a smile. It goes a long way. And if she's with friends, again, just address the girl that you're interested in. And once you've exchanged a couple of sentences with her, then you can, address the friends as well, acknowledge them, and then go back to the girl and finish the job. Okay, cool. So what's important is 2 things here. Number 1, speak loud. A big mistake that a lot of you guys are doing is you want to fly under the radar so people don't perceive you doing what you're doing, because inside you feel that you might be doing something wrong. This is not awesome, because this means that you're not proud of what you're doing. And this is the very thing that ends up being the creepy thing. So girls, when they see you kind of flying under the radar, talking quietly so that she's the only one hearing you, but the passersby don't perceive you. These are signs for her that like, oh, something fishy is going on here. However, if you go in and you hear your voice bounce off the walls and like you have no regrets for what you're doing, no fucking hang-ups, and you have no problems with passersby perceiving you and like being aware of like you approaching a girl, then it's fair game. Then it's fucking amazing. Then she has nothing to worry about. Like you're obviously doing something that's very obvious, very cool. You're okay with it, so she's not too worried. So if you combine this with everything we said about mindset, game over. That's it. Then the other thing that I want to say is that you need to carry momentum. A lot of girls, when they walk on the street, they have a lot of speed, they have a lot of momentum. To stop them, you must have equal energy, equal momentum, even higher, so that she can perceive that, okay, yeah, this guy means business. I want to, hear what he has to say. Now, once that's done and you have started the conversation, I want you to vibe with her. I want you to just like lay back. Now the hard part is done. It's all good. Now you can lay back and exchange some energy with her, because energy is the primary language with which we speak, and specifically with which we flirt. So there's two main ways to exchange energy with the girl, and it's very, very easy. The first one is to compliment her. How do we compliment a woman? We give her props for something that we genuinely like, and you can lower the bar for what you like. She doesn't have to like be a fucking astronaut for her to get your praise. She can simply have a cool top that you fucking found nice, and just so like be nice to people in that way. So something that we genuinely like, and secondly, that she put effort in. So don't compliment her eyes, don't compliment her boobs. These things she didn't quite work for, but her hair, she put some effort into doing it. Her makeup, like the way she walks, the way she carries herself, her energy. If you compliment her energy, this is always an amazing compliment. Okay. And the second, so this is how we vibe with people. We just like genuinely express that energy. And if you are expressing that, standing tall, like having great eye contact, the smile on your face, and being relaxed and having great vibe, having great energy yourself, that's it. That's all you need. The second way where we can kind of like vibe with a girl is if we make fun of her. So complimenting the girl the entire time is not the best course of action, because one compliment's good, but two compliments can start getting a little stale and they lose their importance. So what you want to do is push-pull a little bit, give her a little bit of a challenge, like express that you're unsure about something that she's doing or something that she is. And make it fun, make it playful, like you're teasing your little sister. Like you can be friendly, you don't have to be like sexual or anything like that. I want you to, for at least for this video, I want to keep it very simple, and you can simply achieve your goals simply by being friendly. It's super easy. Now, once you've vibed enough, like you've kind of like had like your fun, and like everybody saw that everybody's cool, and like we are chill and we're having fun with each other. Now it's on to step 3, which is qualification, which is, okay, time to get serious. Because like, okay, cool, we shot the shit a little bit, we are funny with each other, but at the same time, I'm here because I'm actually interested in you. And you want to genuinely display that. You want to display this curiosity and this interest. And this curiosity will let you ask the right questions. So there's 3 layers of questions that you can ask. And with every layer, we're going to go deeper. Now, I want you to weave these layers into conversation. Don't just start interrogating the girl. Start sharing things about yourself as well as you're doing that. But mainly the 3 layers are, number 1, very surface layer. So what are you doing right now? What am I stopping you from? Where are you going? How's your day going? Then layer 2 is going to be a little more depth. So like, what do you do for a living? What area do you live in? And what's happening during this time in your life? Like, tell me a little about you. And then the 3rd layer is why. So why do you live in this area? Like, what is it about this area that you like the most? Or why are you exercising this profession, this vocation? Like, what is it that it gives you? Like, what kind of a person are you? Or what kind of, and you can obviously fucking do this out on the street. It's doable. Like, you can fucking absolutely do this. Don't think that it's way too deep for the street. You can do this. So this is the opportunity to ask her and share about yourself, things like values, things like boundaries, things like relationships, so you can get to know her in a real way, because only then is it going to mean that, yeah, okay, we have things in common, you can find commonalities through there, you can figure out who she is, and that warrants continuing the relationship and creating the connection. So at this point, if you've done everything correctly, she's going to be asking you things back. She's going to be interested in you as well, where you can, volunteer the information, but if she asks you, that's even better. It's even more awesome. So once all of this is done and you kind of have commonalities and you vibe with each other and you kind of actually got to know each other to a satisfactory degree, now it's time to close, which is you need to fucking see her again, or you need to go on a date with her right then and there. I guarantee, I prefer to spend more time with a girl right then and there, because, life gets in the way, we get lost, and that kind of sucks. But if you cannot, so if you can, it's simply a matter of leading, saying, oh, walk with me, I'm walking to that, that place over there, I'm going to get a juice, let's walk and chat. And she can, if she's free and she likes you, she's going to be happy to do that. And otherwise, if this can't continue right now because there is obligations and whatnot, then you can simply go like, okay, cool, let's meet some other time. When are you free? And make vague or even specific concrete plans right then and there with her. Like, okay, cool, I'll be free Thursday. I like to do this thing. I like to take walks and photos in the city, or I like to get drinks, or I like to go play pool or whatever, play mini golf. You should fucking tag along. We should do this together and continue this conversation. She's gonna be like, yeah, this sounds like a plan. Cool, let's exchange numbers, because now you have a concrete plan that you have a good excuse to actually get her number. If you just ask her for her number for no reason, then the number means nothing, and you're probably not going to get it. And even if you do get it, you're going to get ghosted. She's not going to really want to answer you. Now, that's basically how you cold approach. And the last bit I want to touch on in this video is the goal. What are we cold approaching for? We're cold approaching to create a relationship with a girl. You want, if you're watching this video, it means that you want your perfect 10 out of 10 girl. You want a girl that is fucking, the girl of your dreams. In order to create a relationship with the girl of your dreams, you have to have sex with her. Number one, you need to understand that you're a man and you want sex. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, if it wasn't exactly like this, if sex wasn't exactly the thing that you wanted, the human species would not exist. This is a matter of survival. Of course, this is not a tutorial on how to be a fuckboy. This is a tutorial on how to get your perfect girl. So all the above, you need to do that enough to start creating relationships with girls in abundance, and from there you choose the girl you want. But the objective is to get sex, and you need to have a winner's mindset and a closer's mindset when it comes to that, because if you veer off the path, if you kind of get sidetracked and you go into date 1 and date 2 and you don't really think about sex, the girl is going to backwards rationalize that, okay, cool, this guy's more of a friend to me. There's nothing here. But if you have sex with a girl, then it just simply means she will backwards rationalize, oh, this guy is the one because we had sex. And it's honestly just a matter of behavior, just a matter of what happened between you and her. It doesn't really signify that she's the one or that you are the one. But as people, we tend to backwards rationalize the choices that we make so that they make sense with the character traits that we want to have. So ideally, what you want to do is have sex first, ask questions later, but not exactly like that. But rather, your objective is having sex, and this sex then establishes that you guys are an item. Because before that, everything is kind of murky. Before that, nothing means anything. But once you've had sex with a girl, it kind of establishes you guys as an item. Now, with that said, this doesn't mean that sex is the only thing that you need to think of, that the only thing that you're going to be after. You want to obviously get to know the girl, understand her, have amazing times with her, and show her amazing times, protect her, take care of her, lead her. But at the same time, until you seal the deal, nothing's guaranteed. But once it's done, then you can have control of the entire thing. So with that said, I hope that it made sense to you. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit like, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.